You know, it's been a really hard road these last couple of weeks. I've done a little running, but mostly a whole lot of sitting around wondering what I did wrong, wondering what I'm missing out on. I've been feeling pretty anxious about this injury in the last week or so. After some promising signs, it doesn't seem to be getting much better. I can't seem to shake that feeling that I'm losing time. I have these expectations of where I should be. I'm feeling sorry for myself and likely overthinking this whole thing. In my rush to get better, I'm getting in my own way. I'm stressing out and ultimately hindering my recovery. I guess I finally just need to let go and accept that this will take time. Now, after a week or so of my hip flexor not getting any better, I managed to settle down and let go of the tension. I knew that I needed to focus on what I could control, which was recovery, and that was going to be the best use of my energies. I made sure to get more sleep, eat well, and just let my body do the rest. Now, it was in that time that I was struck by somewhat of a comedy of injuries, and while trying to rehab the hip flexors, I managed to pull my hamstring while doing some single leg deadlifts, and that turned into a fairly serious pull or strain, which required a solid 2 weeks of rest and rehab. And then while nearing the end of that period, I managed to hurt my right knee, which again felt pretty serious at the time, and since then has settled down, and I've kind of worked through that as well. So after what I thought was going to be a fairly minor hip issue, turned into probably a month or so of not doing much at all and trying to rehab. Throughout that time, I was stressing out, but I knew that I just needed to focus on what I could control and do the things that were within my power. There was no point stressing out about the time lost and the injuries and how I got them, because I already had them, and I just needed to focus on how to move forward. Many years ago now, in a particularly difficult time in my life, I found a book that has since shaped how I think about challenges and life in general. It's an old book, but its wisdom is timeless. The book is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. And Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, and he wrote this as a series of personal diary entries, and I'm sure he didn't intend anyone to find them and translate them, much less have millions of people read them in the modern day, but I'm very thankful that they were found, because this book really holds immense value, and I recommend giving it a read or seeking out some of the quotes in here online if you can, because it's really worth it. The passages in here that kind of speak the most to me are the ones about the directing mind. And Marcus writes that it's not external stimuli that is actually negative, it's our reaction to it that makes it painful or makes us angry or sad. And in recognizing that, you can kind of choose to change how you react to things, and instead of thinking about the external stimulus as being negative, you can try and think of it in a more positive or constructive way and not let it get you down. The passage from earlier speaks to this, and I'll read it to you now. Our actions may be impeded, but there can be no impeding our intentions or dispositions, because we can accommodate and adapt. The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacles to our acting. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Now, you might have heard this as the obstacle is the way, which was popularized by Ryan Holiday in his book of the same name. And looking at my issues in this way has really helped me to reframe them and refocus, and it gives me a path forward rather than being confused or angry about what to do. Looking at these injuries as obstacles to overcome has kind of allowed them to be opportunities or lessons, and working out how to get over them will ultimately make me a better person and a more resilient runner. And it also gives you kind of a clear path or the way. The only way forward is to get through them and to overcome them. And with that comes clarity, and it also allows you to kind of erase that negative feeling that comes with obstacles such as this. So with this knowledge, I'm able to progress and keep improving. In recognizing my obstacles, I've come up with a plan to move forward, and I've made really good progress in rehabbing my injuries. I'm back out on the trails and building my strength and fitness. As for the race, well, there's still time to prepare, and I'll give it my best shot.